everyone, it's Jason from Game-Rave.com, and this is Game-Rave TV. Now, collecting for the PlayStation can be quite the adventure, whether you're going for a full set, just the games you love, or hand-picking and choosing which subsets you want on the shelf. During the launch era of the system, Sony used the same style long box that the Sega Saturn had, but after the first 102 releases, decided to switch to the then standard jewel case format. This conversion created the system's earliest subset, the long box collection. This subset is one of the more peculiar sets to collect for in any system, and truth be told can be played around with based on whether you're going for a full variant set, one of each, or what have you. There is, however, a subset within this subset that makes for an interesting conversation piece, and that is the Loneliest long box group. Despite long boxes, jewel case conversions, and greatest hit re-releases, there are a select group of long box games that never saw a single variant reprint in any shape or form. Now, that's not to say that these games are bad or terrible. In fact, many of them aren't. Two of my favorite launch titles are part of this group. It essentially boils down to the demand for them not being as high as expected, or in the sports game cases, being replaced by an updated version. Even if you're not going for a full PlayStation or full long box set, this group of games forms a pretty interesting snapshot of the system's 10-year lifespan. While we won't cover all 37 games here in the video, I wanted to point out a few surprises and highlights within the subset. You can check out the full list below the video. That being said, let's talk Loneliest. The most shocking surprise on here is my baby, Raiden Project. Two amazing arcade shoot-'em-ups on one disc got left behind by those who would rather play Toshinden or GameCube. For those of you looking for point-and-click based adventure games, Silverload and Discworld are right up your alley. Discworld hasn't aged too well in the loading department, but Silverload is still a pretty neat game to mess around with. Another so bad it's good game is Space Griffin VF9. With clumsy dialogue and texture warping all over, the game's creepy atmosphere and bizarre creature designs make it well worth the trip through. We've talked about Street Fighter the movie enough times, so if you're looking for a classic fighting game, why not Primal Rage? Stop-motion dinosaurs with bad attitudes take on each other in this Mortal Kombat-inspired bloodfest. We round out the episode Zero Divide and XCOM. Zero Divide is a great Virtua Fighter clone with robots. XCOM, though jerking its PlayStation version, is a phenomenal strategy game where you basically micromanage the micromanagement. It can be truly daunting at first, but if you have a mouse, a little patience, and some free time, it can become a very rewarding gameplay experience, especially if you don't have the PC version. As stated before, there really is some great stuff hiding among the Loneliest, so check out the subset below and look over the orphans no one felt warranted a second look the first time around. Alright guys, now this time we didn't do an eBay comparison or at least price range quote just because there are so many games, but do keep in mind it does run the gamut. Penny games would be like Bomb of the Ninth, Kill the DNA Imperative, where games like Raiden Project, sort of Zero Divide, and XCOM will run you a decent penny, probably about 30 to 60 bucks each based on the condition. Other than that, guys, that does it for this week. We'll see you next week on Pause Mode. Have a great weekend, play the games you love, and we'll see you then. Take care.